So this new Squid Game, The Challenge, premiered on Netflix. A reality show that absolutely nobody asked for is here, and it is a hot mess. Especially since Mr. Beast have already done this, but obviously Netflix saw all of the hype that it got and was like, we want a little bit of this pie too. So the only reason why I can see why having this show would even be remotely a good idea is just to have it, more fleshed out and to get more of the action rather than just a 30-minute video episode. But in the same way, it's okay, but it's literally doing way too much. Every character is getting like this interrogation room type of background story, which for the most part I really don't care. This is just a competition. Everyone is extremely emotional, which is understandable being in this place where there's no windows, not being able to go outside, you're barely eating much, and just having all of this competition with $4 million on the line. So I can see why everyone's, super emotional about it, but man, there's a lot of crying. I was hoping, it was more like just a fun, woohoo, let's go and have some fun stuff. But yeah, everyone is taking this really, really seriously. American reality shows always have to have a whole bunch of sad backstories. They want to make sure that everyone's invested in these characters and basically rooting for them to win. But how can you do that when these characters are so unlikable? It's literally gotten to the point now where I literally just do not care who wins. All of the characters that I even hoping to win, remotely interesting, hoping to win, yeah, they've all been kicked off the show. So the people I liked the most was definitely the old man and the mullet guy. Those two were they were just like the ones in the TV show. They were so nice. But besides those two, I don't think there's anyone else, to be honest. But despite the negativity about the show, a lot of people have been enjoying it. It's really ranking really high, and a lot of people are suggesting to go watch it. Because at the end of the day, it's trash TV. It's getting colder. We need some good trash TV to watch. So, and I kind of, suggest you to watch it too, because it's actually pretty entertaining enough if you can get by the annoying stuff that happens. The rest of it is still pretty fun. All the characters rank from, different ages and backgrounds. They have this mom and son duo, which, to be honest, I feel like the show was just forcefully trying to make people care about these two, giving them so much screen time. I really did not care about those two. And then there was, of course, there has to be a villain of the show, that number 432. Oh my god, what a jerk. I really could not stand him. I feel like maybe his personality was a bit more fabricated than who he is in real life.
I have the best number here. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Because I'm the one.
You're only missing the one.
I'm the one. Then you understand that sympathy, it's only a weakness.
That is just the most horrible personality traits you've ever seen. And that Italian dude too. He was very much had an attitude pretty much about everything. I don't know, that makes him extremely unlikable to me. So
I work out, and I mean you do as well. Not sure about you, but we all okay. No, I'm saying.
And of course, you can't have a reality show without some controversy. Apparently, on this show, during the red light, green light, it was filmed in a British a former airplane hangar. Temperature was extremely cold, that some people were getting hypothermia. They were all wearing thermal underneath their clothes, and they had heat packs in their hands, which is the reason why a lot of them had their hands in their pockets. They said even one person collapsed, and they were still in the middle of playing the game, so no one was able to go and help them. 2 of the guards had to come out with that box casket thing, pretty much just like the show in that point. That's weird. And apparently whenever they had to freeze, they didn't freeze for a couple seconds. They had to freeze for 30 to 40 minutes per time they freeze, which is a long time. I could see why some of them was diving to the ground, leaning up against the wall, because what the freak, that's a long time to freeze. Oh my god, and it makes me feel so bad for that girl that squatted.
Why did I squat?
No wonder her legs were probably on fire. And at first I was like, girl, you just squatted for a few seconds. What's the problem? You can't hold a squat. Now I realized she was probably squatting for 30 to 40 minutes, which sucks. I feel so bad for her. I really do. But if I was there and I knew that I had to hold, we were holding poses for like 30 minutes, and I would have literally I would have tried to get to the front of the line and then run like Naruto as fast as I could, just get into a low lunge rather than just like standing. I don't know. You say that now, but knowing me, my butt, I would probably get out the first few seconds when I go like. And a rumor has it, they said that a lot of the people in the show, because there had to be like 456 contestants, a lot of them were actually actors, which makes sense because that is a lot of people to have on a reality show. Some people that they really wanted to get more screen time, particularly the mom and the son. The mom was like one of the last few people to get through, and some people saw that the clock allowed extra time for her just to get through. That is so messed up. And people were like, oh, you guys are missing the point of this whole show about capitalism. The fact you guys are actually still coming here, that's what the real show is trying to avoid. Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as you're not getting killed, then it's not like the real show. So how is this any different from any other reality show where you go on there and you do something really dumb or stupid or crazy to get a lot of money? I mean, Survivor, Amazing Race, Wipeout, American Ninja Warrior, Fear Factor, they do some even way worse stuff for way less money. So to me, it's like the same. As far as with the challenges, for the most part, everything about this show is pretty much just like the original. The sets look exactly the same. They even have the guards there, even the guards don't have any guns, which makes them less intimidating to me. So the guards are there with no guns. They just stand around and just direct people to leave. That's pretty much it. And there's no front man. Like, yeah, he's not in the show either, which also doesn't make it fun. I mean, it would have been really cool if there was like a screen showing him behind everything, giving the directions rather than the guards, because the guards aren't supposed to talk. But yeah, so with the first game, Red Light, Green Light, that was actually really fun to watch because, watching everyone try to make it to the other end. And I'm like, I feel like I could have totally done a good job on that. So to me, that was one of the favorite ones to watch. The second one with the cookie, I really, really hated watching that one. Everyone had to choose a shape, which took them forever to do. And then, having to carve out the shape without cracking or breaking the cookie. All I can say is just so much spit everywhere. Just spitting, licking. That one guy who just kept gagging almost. I'm so glad that he was sent home because it was really annoying watching him. I could not stomach looking at that for the rest of the show. So I'm glad he left. And then for the third game, instead of playing tug of war, which everyone thought they were going to do, they decided to play Battleship. This is actually where I'm really glad that the show wasn't exactly like the original or exactly how Mr. Beast did it, because there are contestants of all ages in the show. And tug of war is very physically demanding type of game. For a fact, there was going to be a bunch of, all the big buff guys were just going to pair up together and just leave out any type of women or older people.
My team are very strong, very athletic, and there's not really anything to worry about.
I'm looking over at team number one, and I'm like, man, all the big guys, man.
So I'm glad it was this game instead to keep things more fair for everybody, because in the Mr. Beast video, that's exactly what they did.
Oh, no girls allowed. Ooh, okay.
All the stronger guys kicked out all the women and stuff, and then by the time it got to the end of the game, there was basically only mostly men left. So I'm glad that this show did it a bit different with the Battleship. I've never played Battleship, but it's also a bit weird that everyone's fate was dependent on the captain, but 432 got eliminated, so I'm happy about that at the end of the day. Although I kind of wish it was like a different game, like everyone had to play like Twister or Operation Rock and Sock'em Robots or something, or even Connect 4. And the thing is, between the challenges, they have these tests for people to take in between, I guess, to help weed out some more people. They want to make sure that it's a certain amount of people before going into the next game, which is understandable. I don't really like those tests, to be honest, for the most part. I mean, I do like it when, as far as with the one with the food, to me that was the most fun and funniest test out of all of them. You first answer the phone, oh, you get some free food. That was really cool. And it was like, oh, just eating up that dude's food, which is so messed up. But after seeing the food that they were eating, I could understand why they acted like vultures to get his. It wasn't right, but I can understand why. And then he wanted to get greedy and answer the phone again, and they say like, oh, you gotta find someone else to answer this phone, otherwise you're gonna be eliminated. The look on his face was just so, you should have seen him. He was just like, who wants a chocolate muffin? Who wants a chocolate muffin?
If you want it.
Chocolate muffin? Yeah. Why not?
No, you can take the phone if you want.
And everyone was like, dude, you look so freaked out, and this is supposed to be a chocolate muffin. He wasn't fooling anybody. He should have been more like, yo, someone has to come here and pair up with me, and the two of us has to eliminate somebody. That would have been a much better reason, but he didn't choose that, so oh well. But when they give the power to someone to eliminate someone else, I do not like that. This game should be based off of mostly, you know, skill, but yeah, it would have been much better and much more fun if they were able to, like, you know, give advantages to someone or disadvantages to someone else. That would have made more sense and would have been better, rather than just straight up eliminating someone. Just to know that you know, these people survived red light, green light in the freezing cold for hours, and then to survive that entire dreadful cookie game, and then just to get sent home by someone just because, oh, she never spoke to me this entire time, so I'm gonna eliminate her. Like, what? That girl could just been an introvert. Like, holy cow, that's so messed up. And basically, if you stand out too much, you end up getting a target put on your back, and then a lot of people will want to kick you out because of that.
Y'all good with TJ?
TJ?
I'm good with TJ. TJ.
Do y'all trust me enough to lead y'all?
I feel like this player has been a leader in here in every way possible.
So it's sort of like you're screwed if you do, screwed if you don't. But yeah, basically just staying in the background and off the radar is pretty much the best way to get through this game. Because by the time you get to the end of the season, most of the most outgoing personalities have already been kicked off the show. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really good show. I enjoyed watching it, or just getting annoyed watching it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think you should watch it as well.